I'd never really thought this day would come. I've always dreamed of playing at a World Cup, playing on the biggest stage. She called me on to bowl the 7th over. I was so nervous. Trying to get loose and have a think about what my field might be to the batters and things. When I stood there at the top of my mark with the ball, I was just trying to take some deep breaths, just trying to kind of block everything out. There's quite a lot of sawdust around, which actually helped me, so I could rub my hands in the sawdust and try and get nice dry hands to get my fingers around the ball. There wasn't much spin on the wicket, so I had to pull my length back a little bit and try and get the batters to come at me. Raman, she was coming at me a bit, so tossed one up there. For a start, I wasn't sure if it was going for 6 or not, but you know, safe hands of Danny White, thankfully. To do it in front of my parents as well, have my family there, and to pick up some wickets, yeah, it was a really special day. The start of the summer, I had a really difficult decision to make, whether I pursued my ambitions of playing at the highest level, and that would mean giving up playing for Scotland. It was really horrible, to be honest, because I was going into the dark, but I took the plunge, I went for it, and I obviously haven't looked back since.
She's new to it, and we've only had her briefly. She's desperate to do well, and she gets a bit anxious at times, as they all do, but so far, touch wood, she's bowled really, really well.
Well, Rob will start to call me sweaty. I'm not too sure about that one. I get Scotty a lot, so I don't mind that one as much. I get the mick taken a little bit about how pale I am, but I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.
She's a proper attacking threat, and that's why we played her the other night. And there's nothing better in a 2020 game than somebody who can take your wickets.
She bowled really well, and I think it's always good for young players to come into international cricket and get a performance under the belt. You know, it does a lot to settle the nerves, and hopefully she just moves from strength to strength from here on. She's been very enthusiastic. She's been really, trying to learn as much as she can. She's just been trying to identify her different balls. At the top of her mark, if she knows what she wants to bowl, it gives you that much confidence in going up to deliver if you're secure in what you're going to do.
Part of my routine, just giving the ball a couple of flicks. You just want to make sure that you know when you're there in your release point, you're going to be able to spin your fingers over it. You don't want any of that doubt. And especially if I've just been hit for boundaries or anything, I like to take a big deep breath at the top of my mark and just make sure I'm really clear on the next ball. I'd love to be the best spinner in the world. I don't think you get to certain stages without having big dreams. I wanted to play for England. I've done that. I want to be a regular in the starting 11. But ultimately, it's about winning, and however we do that, it makes me happy. If we can be stood there at the trophy at the end, then that'll be enough for me.